Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 18 of the How to Make Money Online 30-day challenge. Today's topic is cryptocurrency trading. This is your host, Kylo Ren. That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. One of the worst. One of the worst. That was so bad. I'm glad there's nobody on here. 30 seconds in. I tried. I tried to go with the Star Wars theme, trying to do the Kylo Ren. Obviously, it didn't go over well. If you missed it, you don't want it, so you can just reverse or rewind. That was horrible. I don't even know if that even came across on video or not, but hey, Johnson, how you doing? How's it going? Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. How you been doing? Awesome. Great, man. Great to hear. Definitely. So tonight we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency trading. This is something that I think is on the forefront of everybody's mind, but at the same time, it's like, a super, super slippery slope because of how volatile it is. So we're just going to do our overview and then we'll dive in. So yeah, just let me know if you have any questions in the chat about cryptocurrency, and I'll answer as best I possibly can. Definitely not an expert, but I can kind of help guide as best I possibly can. So welcome. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right, so we're going to talk about what cryptocurrency trading is. Basically, in a nutshell, it's like trading other stocks, ETFs, that kind of thing, but it's with cryptocurrency. Then we're going to talk about the importance and the growth of the crypto market, and then overview of earning potential. And then we're going to talk about understanding crypto trading. So the key concepts, what is cryptocurrency, how the trading works, types of cryptocurrencies, and so forth. So excited to dive into this one. Okay, just looking at my notes real quick here. Oh, wow. Dang, so you trade in pocket option and you lost $500. Oh man, dang. That's believe me, I know, man, that stings. That's gotta sting. So where did you trade it with as far, was it like, like Coinbase or like Binance or one of those platforms? Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. This is actually just like an overview. So we're just talking kind of like high level to kind of introduce people to kind of what cryptocurrency is and that kind of thing. We actually don't really go too in depth, but obviously, I'm happy you're here and definitely would love it if you stuck around and engaged in a conversation and all that good stuff. So definitely hang around and let me know if you have any questions. So we're gonna start off with kind of the basics, like high level. So what is cryptocurrency? Oh, pocket option. Okay, got it. So cryptocurrency is a type of digital or virtual currency, and it uses cryptography for security. So unlike a traditional currency issued by like the government, like the U.S. dollar or the euro, crypto operates on a decentralized network based on the blockchain technology. So a distributed ledger enforced by a network of computers, basically like nodes. So the most well-known cryptocurrency that's out there. I think when you say crypto, people just automatically assume Bitcoin because that's kind of the crown jewel or the most popular one. So that one and also Dogecoin. So I think those are probably the most two in terms of ones that people. Oh, and maybe Ethereum too. So hey, Voki, how you doing? It's so good to see you. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. How you been doing? Yep. Bitcoin bull, right on. Yep. So have you guys so I know Johnson, you mentioned that you tried your hand, you lost 500. Hey, Sweetums. How you doing? Welcome. So, Foki, have you tried sorry, I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm sorry. Have you dove into crypto at all? I'm just curious, like kind of early on, like what everybody's kind of experience is. Okay, right on. So have you had you don't have to obviously go into extreme detail, but have you had like some kind of success with it, or how is the how has it been for you as far as like your experience so far with trading? I love that, Sweetums. We could we could just end the live right now. I've read about it. The end. That's it. Done. That's it. That's it. I love that. Thank you. No, I mean I really haven't done too much with it either. So I was kind of explaining to Johnson that this is really obviously just like more of a high level overview, just to kind of get an understanding. It's not like this obviously expert advice and that kind of thing. Um, right on. Okay, cool. All right, right on. So okay, so we're gonna break it down, like we always do, and just break it down very simple, or as simple as we possibly can. And you guys for sure, feel free to jump in. Jump in definitely if you want to answer any questions, or if you feel like any positive contributing is great with us. So yeah, so Sweetums, is crypto the one with Dogecoin and GameStop? So crypto is Dogecoin, but GameStop is a regular stock, it's like more of a like a stock exchange stock. So crypto would be just Dogecoin and like Bitcoin and like Ethereum. Those might be kind of like the most popular three ones that people think about when you think about crypto. Okay, decentralization. We're going to talk about the characteristics, and then we can kind of dig in a little bit more. So, what are the characteristics of cryptocurrencies? Number one is decentralization. So, basically, what that means is cryptocurrencies are typically decentralized and operate on a blockchain technology. Yep. Yep. That's right, Sweetums. Yep. Bitcoin is crypto. Yep. Crypto coin. Yep. All right. So, what is blockchain? I don't even know. What is blockchain technology? So it's a decentralized digital ledger, basically like a form of where you store it, that securely records transactions. So think of it kind of like the transaction is kind of like a bank in a sense, across many computers in a way that it ensures the data itself cannot be altered. To put it very, very simply, like really high level. Um, so here are some different components of blockchain technology. So we're just going to try to go as high level as possible. So distributed ledger. So basically, every participant that participates in crypto, um, in the network itself. So in terms of you know going to a platform, um, has access to the entire ledger. So basically, think of it like you know kind of like the bank in a sense, like where it's stored. Um, and this transparency ensues that transactions can be verified and audited by anyone. So really what it is you want to make sure that these transactions are as transparent as possible. So um, there's a this is I think understanding crypto, like if you've never really kind of dug in, um, and definitely I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form, but I think it's a little bit there is a learning curve, and it's a little bit steep in terms of kind of figuring this stuff out. But so you have security, right? Security is the next one. So um, cryptographic technologies secure transactions, and they control the creation of units. So that means like the unit of the actual crypto, like the crypto um, currency itself. So like the coin, think of it like a coin. Um, Yep. Transparency. So basically, all the transactions. So when you buy or sell that transaction, think of it like a bank too. Buying or selling. Those are all recorded on a public ledger. So basically, like a public, like kind of form type thing. So the ledger itself. So once recorded, the transactions can't be altered or deleted. So basically, transaction would basically mean, okay, I'm going to go into this platform and um, I want to buy some sort of cryptocurrency. So, hey, Earning Empire, welcome back. How you doing? It's good to see you again. And then finally, anonymity. So users can transact with some level of privacy. So to keep it very simple, because that's what we want to do. We want to just kind of go high level. Um, So when you think about the first thing you got to do, kind of like when you're trading like a normal stock or a bond or an ETF, in the stock market, what you're going to do is you want to come up with a platform, right? You have to choose a platform basically. So platforms are where you can buy, you can sell, and you can trade cryptocurrencies. So some of the most popular platforms is going to be Binance. So the word finance with a B as in baby, Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken. Do you guys have any other platforms where you guys use anybody that's done crypto before? Where do you have a preference, or where do you like to go? So I'm just curious. I know it's going to be helpful for others to kind of hear other examples. So just in the research that I've done, I've just kind of pulled these three out. Um, Yeah, yep. I'm not 100% sure, Williams, but I think that's where it got the name from, like the cryptid. Yeah, I'm curious. You know what? I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm gonna look it up and see what we got here. I'm just curious. Okay, let's see what it says. I'm curious now. Okay, let's see. Kraken history. Okay, so that's the best kind right there. Cryptocurrency, right there. All right, so it doesn't say. Let me see. Let me see if I could pull up. Hey, King. How you doing? It's so good to have you back. Welcome back. We're so happy to have you. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Okay, so it says, okay, so this is just what I'm getting. So Kraken was founded, and that cracks me up every time. Kraken was founded in 2011 in San Francisco by somebody named Jesse Powell, who's the CEO, and it's aiming to offer a safe and secure place to trade cryptocurrencies. Kraken quickly attracted the attention of investors and traders. Okay, so that doesn't tell us where the name came from. Let's see. All right, it doesn't say. I don't know. Is anybody? Oh, King, good luck. Good luck on your exams. We really hope that you do well. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime that you got to go, King, just jet, But I really appreciate you joining it. It definitely means a lot. So yeah, today we're talking about cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency trading. Okay, so I haven't found the history of Kraken. The history of the Kraken. Um, but it said it was founded in San Francisco. So I don't know if there's any link there between like the cryptid. I don't know if anybody knows more of the history, but so I can't really find it. I can't find it. So okay, that we'll move on and we'll kind of circle back around and see if we can figure anything out, or maybe anybody that joins the live, if they know, we'll kind of ask throughout the live and see what they say. Okay, so so next up is going to be creating an account, and don't forget, you guys can interrupt at any time, ask questions in the live chat, and I'll answer as best I possibly can. And hopefully, this will be fun and entertaining for you guys trying to figure this out. So if you missed it at the very beginning, I did most likely the worst impression of Kylo Ren possible, and it's because I'm wearing this Star Wars shirt, and I found a red light here for the Govee TV lights. So I thought I was trying to, you know, kind of like embody Kylo, but it did not work. So we'll just leave that there. So yeah, yeah, absolutely, Sweetums, no problem. So sorry about that. I keep forgetting to paste. I know it's difficult sometimes to kind of try to decipher it just over the audio. Okay, so I'm just gonna do crypto platforms. Okay, so I posted in the live chat. All right, so hopefully that comes through. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken. Those are like, I mean, obviously I know that there's more, but those are kind of the main ones that I came across when I was doing my research. So if you guys out there know, if you're watching this live and you know of any that you want to contribute, definitely put them in the chat for sure. So that would be awesome. Um, okay, so creating an account, kind of like similarly to creating an account on like a normal brokerage, like a Fidelity or like a Robinhood or who else? Really any other type of, you know, kind of financial platform. So Binance is very reliable. I've heard about that. I've heard about Binance. Yeah. So I, excuse me. Um, so the only crypto I've really traded or bought, so I bought Dogecoin on Robinhood, and I also have some like very minimal. I had Shibu, or the Shibu the dog. I think that's what it's called, Shibu coin. I had some of that, but I actually had like maybe 50 bucks, but I rolled it into Bitcoin, which is like, you know, practically nothing. I mean, because Bitcoin, I don't know what it's up to now. It's like got to be over 65, right? Let's just take a look here real quick. Okay. Oh, so Bitcoin currently is sitting at 60,929 for one Bitcoin. So, okay, so we're going to talk about creating an account. So the first thing you want to do is obviously you want to create an account. So you're going to sign up on whatever exchange you prefer, that you like, or, you know, whatever name you like. You know, that was kind of my way of kind of thinking of it too. So you're going to verify your identity, and you're going to secure your account using two-factor authentication. So basically what that means is, um, two-factor authentication is basically you have a password to sign in. Sometimes you might have an additional PIN, like an actual PIN number, or you could have to where you have the app or the platform text you an actual a code, like a number code, or something like that, or maybe something like an authenticator where you like acknowledge something to say, hey, this is me. So two factor authentication is basically just another way of securing not only your account but also keeping everything tying back to you. So in terms of keeping everything as safe and secure as possible. So basically preventing you from being hacked, that kind of thing. So, and two-factor authentication is a thing obviously around different places on the internet, you know, with email and YouTube, different platforms and so forth, banks, you know, that kind of thing. So, do you guys have any questions so far about, you know, we talked about the cryptocurrency exchanges, so otherwise known as the platforms, and then we kind of talked about creating an account. So, and these are just kind of the steps, like really basic high level steps that you would take. So next up is going to be depositing funds. So when you deposit a fund, obviously you're depositing money. Um, okay. All right. So Earning Empire asked, do you need to enter credit card information or some kind of payment when you sign up? Yep. So that's a great question, Earning Empire. So in order for you to actually buy, trade, sell, that kind of thing, well, not necessarily sell, but in order for you to buy, you definitely have to link either a credit or debit card, or you can go straight to your bank account in order to basically like retrieve funds or money in order to buy. So, yeah, so you can choose. Do you want it to go pull from your bank account or a credit or debit card? Most of the time, I haven't seen it actually. The one that I used, Robinhood, I don't think you could link a credit card. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think you can link a credit card. I think it has to be straight from a bank account to try to um, make it so it's the most secure possible, and that way they can align with making sure the security is in check and basically, validate you are who you say you are because you're linking right to a bank account. So, and not to mention it's the most secure for you too. So you're gonna deposit you're gonna deposit flat currency like USD. Hey Norbits, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So you're gonna deposit flat fiat. Sorry, I'm reading this and my eyes are like on blur crossed. Deposit fiat currency like US dollar, the euro, that kind of thing. Or you can even deposit other cryptocurrencies into your exchange account. So hey King, I don't like don't quote me on this 100%, but the ones that I've researched, Binance, Robinhood, Coinbase, you can't use PayPal. So, and I think it's probably because they want it to be as secure as possible and go right to a bank account. Let me just see real quick. Okay, Google. So let's, okay. Okay, so it looks like okay. So, here's what I found. So, hey Norbits, you didn't miss a lot. We were just kind of getting started, talking about cryptocurrency, setting up an account, and now we're kind of talking about how to get the funds into your account. Okay, so it looks like Binance does. So it says Binance does allow its users to send crypto from PayPal accounts to other wallets. So that's one. Number two is Robinhood. So Robinhood does not allow. It looks like cannot use PayPal to fund your Robinhood account. So Robinhood is out. Binance is in. So yeah, that was a great question. If you guys are out there and you're wondering, can I use PayPal? Binance would be the platform to use. So that might be kind of like the determining factor for which one you choose. Your method of actually like, depositing funds. So okay, so now we're going to talk about understanding trading pairs. So trading pairs, so cryptocurrencies are traded in pairs. So, basically you have Bitcoin for the US dollar, that kind of thing. Bitcoin and US dollar are kind of like paired. Or you have like Ethereum, which is another cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin. Those are traded in pairs. Um, you can trade one cryptocurrency for another cryptocurrency, or you can trade a cryptocurrency for dollar, basically dollar or euro, that kind of thing. So it's always traded in pairs, if that makes sense. So which is kind of cool because it's not always about if you want to buy a cryptocurrency, you don't always need to have like a dollar amount itself, like a US dollar or like a euro. You can actually take some of the gains from your cryptocurrency that you already have, and you can use that to trade and buy more, or that kind of thing if you want to buy another cryptocurrency basically. So And one interesting thing to note is cryptocurrency does not abide by the standard kind of like New York Stock Exchange, like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. or whatever it is, like that window of time. I mean, you can buy and sell crypto anytime because it's not regulated by the government. It's not a part of the actual stock exchange. So that's just a little kind of like something to note on the side. So if you are interested in buying and trading crypto, you don't have to wait for Monday through Friday from like I think it's like seven. Is it? I don't know if it's like 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern time, to like 3 or 4. I think somewhere in there. It's basically like a little earlier than like a traditional 8 to 5 banker's hours. How you guys doing out there so far? I want to make sure I don't lose anybody. I know it's a lot. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot of moving parts. So we're gonna definitely take this slow. And anytime you guys have any questions or you wanna kind of give some insight or some advice or share experiences, that would be awesome. So that way we can all kind of learn together. So because nothing beats sharing a real like firsthand experience. So and unfortunately, that most oftentimes means losing money, unfortunately, but that's okay because that's how we learn, right? Yeah, Sweetum. So, how is crypto different from regular stock? I heard it's more volatile. Could you briefly go over that? If it's not regulated by the government, how's it regulated? Yeah, so great question. So the difference from regular stocks are those are absolutely regulated by the government, um, by the government in a sense of the New York Stock Exchange and other stock exchanges. Um, you basically have to hit this certain criteria in order to like buy into it and even like list your stock or your company on the stock exchange. So there's a lot of rules and regulations and things that you have to follow in order to be placed on the stock exchange itself, because it's regulated by the federal government. But crypto is more kind of in a sense, kind of more like the Wild Wild West, like mean what that means is basically like um, there is no regulation on it. So um, because there's no regulation and because volatile meaning it is definitely volatile and meaning that the price could go up like super quick, like within minutes or seconds, that kind of thing, and then it can come crashing down. And I know stocks are like that too, but crypto is just there's really like no rules in a sense of that it's since there is no regulation, basically, I don't wanna say people can do whatever they want, but there's nothing that really kind of holds it like, holds it together in a sense. It's more of just like, okay, what is the masses doing or what are the investors doing as far as making go up and down and what's going on like in the not just the economy, but like just as in a society as a whole, that is causing it to fluctuate. So to kind of give a little more, I think a little more, I guess, kind of basis is so in the US, it looks like this is new because this is as of this year. It looks like it says so cryptocurrency regulation depends on how and where it's used. So the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the commodity, so basically CFTC, um, they're involved in certain ways. So the SEC considers cryptocurrencies to be securities similar to stocks and ETFs. So it requires the cryptocurrencies to meet the definition to be registered with the SEC. So this must be new because um, I don't remember there being any sort of regulations on crypto. So, but that no, that's a good question. So it looks like, and maybe this is just like in the States. It could be that it's slightly different in Europe and Asia. So let's see. It says currently at least four federal regulatory authorities are involved in managing cryptocurrency risks. So SEC, yep, we just talked about that. So, okay. Yeah, this has got to be new because it says um, the SEC oversees. Okay, this is a bunch of like, we don't have to get lost in this. But basically, it looks like they're starting to kind of get a handle and kind of like start regulating what they can. So that's a good thing in terms of like, keeping it as structured and organized as possible. So, all right, so Sweetums asked, why would someone choose crypto over regular stock trading? So I think the best answer, Sweetums, for that is I feel like, crypto is so volatile that you have it's basically like gambling. You have the potential or the opportunity to make a ton of money in a very, very short period of time, depending on if the volatile trend in crypto goes up, that kind of thing. So if you buy it like really low, and then it goes up, then you can sell it. I mean, that can happen in minutes, that kind of thing. I mean, the same can be said for stocks, but I think regular stock trading is more considered like safe, long term, that kind of thing, kind of like a buy and hold situation. But crypto is more, I think, kind of like on the fly, kind of like I don't want to say by the seat of your pants, but definitely more like kind of on the fly. So yeah, no, those are great questions. Man, you guys are doing awesome with the likes. It's already up to 17 likes. That's so cool. We're only half an hour in. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. So, wow, now it's up to 18. That's so cool. I don't know who's hitting the like button, but I appreciate it. That's very cool. I'm not complaining. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. So, Sweetums, did I kind of answer that? I know it's a little, there's still some gray area here. I'm just trying to answer kind of like as best I can, um, as far as kind of more like a high level sense. So, I mean, I definitely think to put it as simply as possible, like if somebody wants to basically trade stocks or trade ETFs on the stock market, um, that is a more safe and in my opinion, I mean that's more. I think like if you want to safe in a sense of like not as volatile and it's definitely going to be something that you can hold on for the long term like years kind of thing, whereas crypto, I mean, you could buy in, let's just say, let's make it easy, you buy in at $5 and then maybe 5 minutes later it goes up to $50 and then it drops down to $2. I mean, it's really like that. Yeah, so I would say, so Norbert's asked, are there beginner cryptocurrencies that are safer to start with? So I would say really anything in terms of crypto that is that is going to be less than maybe 10 cents or so per crypto. So really it's all about the number itself. So like the amount itself. So let me see if I can pull this one up. So obviously like you guys have heard of Dogecoin. Um, so right now Dogecoin, it looks like it's going for 12 cents. So, and just to give you an example of, all right, so in the past so the past 5 days, it went from, it looks like 13 cents and it dropped down to 12, then went back up to 13, and then it went back down to 12. So I would say Dogecoin is one that's really popular, but it's also something that I know companies eventually are going to be taking it as a like as a currency, as a form of currency. Um, So I know that I don't know if it's the Dallas Mavericks, one of the basketball teams, the NBA teams, I think is going to be taking Dogecoin as a form of payment. So um, these cryptocurrencies are slowly entering, um, I think, the world of being used as real life currencies in terms of actually being able to buy like goods for them. So if you're at like a basketball game, whatever, and you want to get food, um, you can pay with Dogecoin. I think that's the Mavericks. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, if anybody on this live knows, um, I think that's what. Let me just check. Dallas Mavericks, Doge. Okay. Okay. So it says, yeah, Dallas Mavericks have been accepting Bitcoin as a method of payment for game tickets and merchandise, and they're accepting Dogecoin for tickets and merchandise. So Dogecoin is one of the ones that I think is very it's eh, not as volatile. There's a certain somebody who flies to Mars that really likes that really has a love for Dogecoin, um, and I think there's some popularity behind that as far as it taking off. But as far as to be safe, I would probably start with something like that. So something like a Dogecoin for like a very beginner, because the being volatile, I think is definitely something that you wouldn't have to worry about as much. And it really is going to depend on how much, you don't want to spend more than you can afford to lose. So if that makes sense. So if you're like, okay, well, I want to try my hand at crypto, here's a couple $100. Well, can you afford to lose that? I definitely would say be as conservative as humanly possible. So dang, that's awesome. We got the likes up to 21. That's awesome. Thank you guys. Okay. So we're gonna dive into placing orders. Yeah, sure, Sweetums, you're welcome. So we're gonna kind of talk about placing orders a little bit here. And for anybody who's in the background or in the chat, definitely chime in. If you guys have any advice or your experience that you want to share, we'd love to hear it. So okay, so when you place orders, there's basically two different kinds of orders. So you have a market order, and basically what that means, similarly to the stock market, the New York Stock Exchange. So you buy or you sell immediately at the current market price. So that's pretty easy to understand, right? So a market order is basically you're buying it basically what it is, buying or selling for face value, whatever it is. So that's easy. So we can kind of understand that. So limit orders is the other one. So where you set a specific price at which you want to buy or sell. So the order is executed when the price reaches your target. So let's say, for example, let's just play devil's advocate. So you have Bitcoin, right? And let's just say you want to sell Bitcoin for, or you want to buy Bitcoin when it's $1,000. Let's just say, right? I mean, that's long gone, but you want to buy it when it's $1,000, and if it hits $1,500, you want to sell it. So basically, that would be the equivalent of what a limit order is. So you basically set a threshold. So you say, okay, I want to set the price to buy it at $1,000 for one Bitcoin, and then I want to sell it once it reaches 1,500. So that's kind of the difference between market order and limit. So yeah, yeah, exactly, Sweetums. Yeah, like a buy it now versus a minimum price. Yep, exactly. So that one's pretty easy to understand. So then we're going to talk about reading price charts. So what does this mean? So I think this is kind of where more of the expert level experience and you know just you know getting in and being able to like analyze. So basically using charts to analyze the price movements. So, kind of like the ebb and flow of the changes of the movements and the trends of how the actual cryptocurrency is going or is where it's moving. So the common types include like line charts, the line like candlestick charts, which are like kind of like a bar, but it's like little dots kind of thing, or like a little square, and then also bar chart. So these are basically just different forms of analyzing your data that basically do the exact same thing, just a different visual way to kind of see it. So okay, so next we're going to talk about trading strategies. So okay, let me get some water real quick here. Okay. All right, so there's three main strategies when it comes to trading strategies, and these are the ones that I came up with in my research. If you guys know of any other ones, if you're in the chat, you know of other ones, please definitely feel free to drop it in the chat. So, day trading. So you guys are probably familiar with that term, day trading. So it's basically buying and selling within the same day. So that's day trading. So pretty easy, right? Pretty easy to understand. Okay, so swing trading is the next one. Swing, like you're swinging on a playground. Um, so holding for several days, that means you buy it and you hold on to it for several days or weeks to capitalize on an unexpected upward or downward in the market shift. So basically, swing trading is you're kind of waiting to see what the market does. And like we said, it's volatile. So the market could go up and maybe you bought in at like 10 cents and it swings up to like maybe 50 cents, 60, 70 cents. And then you want to sell once it hits that top, if that's what you want to do, because then you made X amount of money right there. So, so that's swing trading. So finally, it's hodling. So it's basically like like holding. So holding. Hey, whoa, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining, man. We really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're just going in and talking about some of the really high level, like kind of basics of cryptocurrency. So yeah, sure, no problem, Runnings Empire. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so okay, so the charts. So there's three different kinds of charts that are pretty common, and these are really just like the price charts. So really, all it is kind of a visual sense. Hey, we didn't talk about airdrops. Well, no, yeah, anytime you want to pop in and and mention anything that might help anybody through through your experience, absolutely, for sure, you're more than welcome to. So okay, so I'm gonna kind of go over real quick, um, for Earning Empire, the charts real quick. So this is more of just like a visual, I think, kind of like a visual sense of like how you prefer to look at the chart as far as like how the market's going. So you have line charts, which are the typical, like a line graph. Then you have the candlestick chart, which is like, I think it's the one with like the little blocks, like different little blocks, but they're basically in a column. So like block, like a, I don't know how to do it, like a, little, I don't know, like a little block, but they're like block, 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 and then they kind of move with the trend itself. So if the blocks are going up, that means that the trend is moving up, but if the blocks come down, that means there might be like a downward trend or a downfall in whatever the market is doing. And then finally, just the bar charts. So like a standard, like a Microsoft Word type bar chart where it's like a solid color. So really, there's nothing different with any of these. The only thing is like the visual side of it. So how do you actually want to receive your data, and what's the easiest for you to analyze? So basically analyzing your data. So um, yeah. So does that make sense, Earning Empire? Yeah. Yeah. No worries. No problem. Okay. So we're gonna move on. So actually, you know what? I was gonna just because you mentioned it, let me just I'll bring up airdrop real quick. We haven't really touched on any strategies yet, but I'll bring it up, and then if you want, you can share, whatever experience you have. So what was referring to airdrops. So a cryptocurrency airdrop it's basically a marketing strategy, and it involves sending coins, basically, or tokens, to wallet addresses. So basically, small amounts of new currency are sent to the wallets of active members in the blockchain community for free, or in return for a small service, such as maybe retweeting the post, or maybe doing a I've seen it where if you do like a training, like a training, a quick training or some sort of like tutorial where you kind of go through and you do, I've seen them on like Coinbase, that app. And basically it's in exchange for doing a small service kind of thing. So like the ultimate goal of like the crypto airdrop is to promote awareness like around the circulation of like a new crypto token or coin. So does that kind of line up well with, did I kind of explain that somewhat right? I just want to make sure I'm not giving out bad information here. So I think, yeah, I think so. I mean, you're basically, so basically, like, I think it's like a marketing method that basically, um, it's employed by like startups in the crypto space to kind of like help promote a new coin kind of thing. So yeah, so in a sense, like a dividend, like where you get rewarded for promoting. Um, so like a dividend is more like if you buy a stock and you hold on to a stock and the company is doing well, then you'll get a piece of basically the profit, which would be a dividend. But the crypto airdrop is more of like, I think, getting rewarded for kind of the same thing, getting rewarded for promoting or spreading the word about about the crypto coin if it's new. So yeah, what I was just curious, well, what experience, what do you have a favorite platform that you use? I was explaining to everybody before that I use primarily Robinhood and I use what's the other one? Coinbase. So Robinhood or Coinbase are the two. Oh, right on. Cool. Okay. Cool. No worries, man. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. I mean, seriously, you know how it goes around here, right? Anything we can do to share with each other, and at least kind of steer one another in the right direction, it's all good. So, okay. So we're gonna move on to okay. Yeah. So Earning Empire asked, sorry, how do you know how to choose a reliable cryptocurrency exchange? So I think you really go with the ones that are don't take this the wrong way, but I mean the ones that are like in the news kind of thing, the ones that are the most popular in terms of the ones that a lot of people are talking about, meaning like a Robinhood. When you say Robinhood, people are like, "Oh yeah, I know that platform." Binance, which is what we talked about a little bit earlier, and also Kraken. So really, honestly, if you want something that's secure, reliable, and safe in terms of like mainstream kind of platforms, I would probably stick with one of those. So, like a Robinhood, which is super super easy, beginner friendly, which is a great place to start. Coinbase, that's another one that's really popular, and Binance. So those three, I would choose one of those three. You really can't go wrong, I think, with any of them. And I know people have various varying opinions on each of them, but I think if you were just gonna throw darts at a wall, so to speak, or throw them until something sticks. Like, I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. And really, it's going to be when you kind of dive in and you choose one, then you can. I think a lot of it's going to have to do with how easy is it to navigate, how easy is it to buy and sell as you're going through clicking the buttons on your phone, through the app. So you're really going to kind of like self-assess, I think, the different platforms. But in terms of safety, security, reliability, I would say you can't go wrong with any of those. Yeah. So Earning Empire asked, just in terms of how easy is it to buy and sell, and is there a learning curve? So I would say something like Robinhood definitely makes it very easy. Um, like the user, like the layout, like the navigation, like visually what you see, they make it very few clicks that you have to actually physically click. So I would say to buy and sell on a platform like that, Robinhood, that's kind of like an all-in-one where you can buy stock or you can buy cryptocurrency. I would say, in my opinion, it is definitely pretty easy. I mean, there is a learning curve to understanding how far in depth you want to go with what is crypto, how does it work, kind of like the back end technology. I think that part definitely is a pretty steep learning curve if you're not familiar with that world at all. But if you're like, okay, well, I don't really care, or I don't really have time to understand how it works. I just want to buy in because I know I've heard, my friends, my coworkers, my family, whatever, has said, hey, you're going to want to buy into this. Um, if that's the case or the situation, then I would say it's pretty easy to just buy it. But to have a full understanding of, how it works and the inner workings, the ins, the outs, like the backend technology, I think is definitely more advanced. But so like what I first started on was Robinhood. So Robinhood is, one of the platforms where you can buy crypto. I just think it's easy. I mean, I like the layout. It's very, very simple. It's definitely, it was kind of big a couple years ago, when things were shut down and stuff. That's when I think it kind of blew up and people were like, oh, maybe I should get into investing and kind of see what this is all about. So, yeah. Okay, so sorry, I was just looking at some notes here. So, okay, so Norbit asks, how do you protect yourself from theft and scams? Or is that part of that that you're kind of getting into? So, I would definitely, for starters, I would definitely say, um, do as much research as you can in terms of, before you invest in cryptocurrency, research what the coin is, what's the technology, what is a potential return. As long as you are buying and selling and you're trading on a platform that's like one of the kind of more mainstream platforms, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. But here's some things that you want to kind of be wary of. So be suspicious of companies or an individual that is only accepting cryptocurrency as a payment. So don't feel pressure to invest if you're not really sure what they're asking or that kind of thing. You definitely want to make sure that you use like really strong passwords for all of your platforms, and your crypto related accounts. Similarly to a bank account, that kind of thing. In your bank login, same thing. Strong passwords. You want to do two-factor authentication where you can, um, and that's a lot of places, if not everywhere nowadays. Um, and then you basically want to, avoid like a phishing scam or scheme. So like, if you see links that come from people you don't know, like unidentified sources, emails, messages, that kind of thing, you don't want to click on those. Um, so I would say in terms of protecting yourself, some of it is kind of common sense, but others, if you just use the big platforms and you kind of buy and sell within the platform itself, I wouldn't necessarily worry about scams on the platform itself. So as long as you're within, like a Robinhood or like a Binance or Coinbase, if you're purchasing crypto within the platform itself, then I wouldn't worry about being scammed. It's just when you're kind of outside of those platforms and somebody trying to like lure you to buy some sort of crypto like outside or pay with crypto. So you want to definitely be wary of those. But if you're within the app itself and the platform, I wouldn't worry about it. So okay, Wo said, is there day trading restrictions or can you trade multiple times a day? Yeah, so I think that's gonna really that's really gonna apply, I think, to the specific platform. Whoa, but like on a high level sense, cryptocurrency trading is not subject to the same like the same day restrictions as like stocks and options because it's not regulated by you know the government, that kind of thing, the finance. So it's going to depend on what the actual platform says. Um, so basically, something like Robinhood, um, they might restrict something like day trading if a day trade is not resolved by the due date. But so it's really going to be a case by case basis. But to answer your question, well, like a high level, there's no restrictions. I mean, you can just trade multiple times a day, if the platform allows that. So yeah, yeah, you're welcome, Norbits. No problem. Yeah, I was gonna say I love I love like part of this challenge because we're literally talking about things that are wildly different from day to day. Except for, when we talked about domain flipping and website flipping. But this is unlike anything else, like cryptocurrency trading. So it's so interesting, and it's just another form of a business model as a side hustle. But I think there is an extreme amount of caution and risk that is involved because of how volatile that these trends can go. So really it can change minute to minute or even less than that. So that's something where in the very beginning, I kind of put out a disclaimer and just saying, you want to, I know it might seem enticing to kind of like not necessarily get rich quick, but it might seem enticing to make a ton of money or a lot of money fairly quickly. But you really shouldn't be, if you can help it, you really shouldn't be, I guess, investing more than you can afford to lose. Just as kind of like a general rule of thumb, just to protect yourself. So there's a term in cryptocurrency called hodling. So let me paste this in here. I want to see if you guys have heard this or if you know what this means. Okay, so Norbert asks, how do you manage risk and avoid huge losses? So, to be completely honest, Norbits, I don't think like really managing risk and avoiding huge losses, I think that comes with the territory. So there's no real 100% guaranteed way to avoid huge losses because of how volatile it is right now. So I think it's really kind of like you're quite frankly gambling with your money. Um, so you really want to be really conscientious and like really have an idea of what you're spending, what are you buying. That way I was kind of suggesting like Dogecoin, which is like 12 cents right now. So if you kind of play with that or learn with something that's only 12 cents to buy in, then you have a far, far, far less risk that you're going to lose a ton of money. That is, unless you spend a couple grand on Dogecoin. But yeah, so Woe says cryptocurrency trading can work. You just have to have really good risk management and invest small amounts. Yeah, that's great. That's great. A great strategy, but also great advice. Well, definitely. Thank you for sharing that. That's super important too. Yep, and the vet coins. Also remember your keys, not your coins. Hold on for dear life. Yep. So hold on for dear life. That's something that basically I don't know exactly when it was kind of coined, but basically in a nutshell it means like holding on to cryptocurrencies for a long period of time regardless of what the market does, the fluctuations in the market. So basically, you can equate that to a long-term, investor. It's somebody who holds on to like an ETF for like years and years and years, or an individual stock. So you're like, you know what? I don't care if it goes up, if it goes down. I'm in it for the long run, and I'm just holding on to it, and that's my investment. So, um, yep, yeah, Sweetum. So you got to be a gambling man to commit to this. I At this point, in this moment in time, I would. think that's very valid. I would totally agree with that. That you do have to be a gambling person in order to commit to really getting too deep into cryptocurrency. Um, oh, is that what it was? Whoa, they were trying to type hold and put hold hodl instead. That's so funny. Was that was probably Reddit, right? That was probably on Reddit. That's one of those things where like, a viral trend or sensation started and it wasn't like a visual like meme kind of thing. Hey RG Titan, how you doing? Thank you so much for popping in. We really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so we kind of talked about that a little bit. So this is just my personal experience. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna give you advice that just from me, right? So don't, obviously take this with a grain of salt. But for me, I would say Robinhood is probably the best beginner app in order to buy crypto. Robinhood or Binance or Coin Coinbase. So Robinhood, Binance, or Coinbase. All right, I guess I can't say it. Coinbase. I don't know if you want to buy cryptos from Coinbase, unless your name is Jonathan Davis. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you got that reference. Yeah, so that's what I would go with, RG. Oh, okay, cool. Well, so that was either Reddit or 4chan. Yeah. Man, you guys are absolutely killing it with the likes, with the thumbs up. I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you so much. Now it's up to 23. That is awesome. Thank you. Hey, Raul, how you doing? It's so nice to see you. Nice, RG, you got it. Nice. Awesome, dude. Raul, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Great to have you again. Great to have you here. Thank you for joining us again. We really appreciate you being here. And I genuinely do appreciate the support. So if you guys, like we always do, if you guys have any kind of, experiences or anything that you want to share, you're more than welcome to. So yeah, Will says if you're not confident in crypto, you could bet slapping machines, but that's just gambling. That's just gambling. That's funny. I don't know that I've heard that either, but oh, okay, RG. Yeah, you're not sure if Robinhood. I don't know if Robinhood works in Canada. All another one you can use is you could use Binance. See if Binance works or Coinbase. One of those two. Yeah, I don't know. Whoa, you can you explain that a little bit? So can people outside the US trade crypto? Yeah, yeah, definitely. So crypto, because it's not, regulated by the stock exchange, that kind of thing. I mean, you can trade it anywhere in the world, so you can trade it globally, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, that's a pretty cool thing that you can do that. So Yeah, so I think you know, right now as far as something that if you're looking for like low risk, Raul, in terms of, something that to invest in, let me see if I could pull up a couple of them. So okay, okay, let's see. I would say, Dogecoin is always a good one. That's like really cheap, um, that kind of thing. There's another one called Play Doge. That one's like kind of like Dogecoin. Um, then you have what else? Um, let's see. If you're gonna start, that's probably what I would start with, either Play Doge or Doge. Or like the Shibu, Bunk or Solana. I've heard Solana too. Solana as well. Sorry, just checking some notes here. Yeah, what do you guys think? Anybody have any advice for Raul as far as like, maybe the best crypto to buy kind of thing? Or anybody have any suggestions? Like, what are you guys, is anybody out there buying crypto right now? Or are you guys actively buying? Okay, Woe said, oh, it's like slap boxing. It is whoever can slap the other competitor to knock them to win. Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty crazy. Dude, where did you hear about that? I'm just curious. I've never heard of that before. Okay, so we're gonna let's move on. So we're gonna talk. We kind of talked about risk management a little bit. So basically, when you think about trying to like mitigate as much risk as you possibly can, diversification. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly, right, Norbits. Yeah, out of all the ways to make money online, that never came up on my radar, and I don't think it's on the 30-day challenge. I don't think that might not be on the challenge, but okay. So diversification. So basically, spreading investments across different platforms and different cryptocurrencies to reduce your risk. So basically, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So that's kind of the thought behind that. So I mean, that goes. That's to be said for a lot of other ones too. So is that $1,000 on a match? Holy moly, that's crazy, dude. Jeez, yeah, that's nuts. That's definitely crazy. That's interesting though. Like I've never heard of that before. So, see, that's the beautiful thing about these live streams. I mean, you guys are, educating all of us. But yeah, back to crypto trading. All right. Yeah, it's called a match. It's like, what? That's called a match? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, you're good. All right. So when we talk about risk management, diversification, obviously, you want to spread your investments across different cryptocurrencies, which makes sense, right? I mean, that's kind of standard, like common sense. Um, so then we're going to talk about stop loss orders. So basically, you're going to set a price at which your position will automatically sell to limit your potential losses. So basically, you have basically a bottom line. So I'm willing to sell it if it gets to this point, but I don't want to lose any more money. So once it gets to this dollar amount, whatever it is, um, then sell. So basically, like, a safeguard to have it drop like completely. So if if a crypto like tanks, you're saying that you're going to sell it at, let's say, a dollar before it drops down to like 10 cents. So at least you make some kind of money. So that's stop loss orders. Okay, so next up is going to be position sizing. So you're going to determine the amount of capital, basically how much money you need to invest in particular trade to manage your risk. So kind of going back to what we were saying before. So yeah, so I would say when we kind of think about so Norbit's good question. So what's a good starting amount to invest if you're a beginner? I would say really if you have some extra money, maybe start with, you know, 20, maybe like 20 to $50. And that way you can kind of spread it across different cryptocurrencies, just assuming that these cryptos are like a couple cents each. We talked about Doge, which is like 12 cents right now. So yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, whoa, yeah, you went a little higher than I mean, hey, there's no right or wrong answer for sure. But I was thinking if you were really strapped for money, maybe start at like, you know, $50 or less, that kind of thing. That way if you lose it, you're like, okay, well, I lost $50. But yeah, I mean if you have 200, yeah, if you got 200 to spend, I mean, definitely more, that's great because that gives you more opportunity, right? So, yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, $50. So, there we go. Rockefeller. That's so funny. Yeah, $20, 20 to $50, I think is probably reasonable as far as, what you should spend, Um, I think that's probably a good starting point, definitely. So, okay, so um, next we're going to talk about storing cryptocurrencies. So, ironically enough, you store a cryptocurrency in a wallet. So, not the physical wallet that we all think of. So after purchasing the cryptocurrency, you store them in a digital wallet. So a wallet can be online, like it's called online or like a hot wallet basically, or offline, which is considered a cold wallet. So you have hot or cold wallets for added security. So is that crazy? Hot and cold. Hey, I that's crazy. I don't come up with the names of these things. I'm just relaying the information. But yeah, I think that's funny. Like hot and cold. We got a hot and cold wallet here. So, and then I think next, the next best thing, kind of like even with the regular stock market and stock exchange, is just to stay informed. And some of that is a little knowledge, a little education on your part. So I would say Earning Empire, which one's better? So I would definitely say it's probably quicker to do a hot wallet because it's online, just something that's like, you can just transfer right away. But in terms of added security, something like a cold wallet would definitely be more secure. So in terms of added security and something, if you want to make sure that it's secure, then I would definitely do it offline, um, as a cold wallet. So yeah, I think it depends on maybe, how much you have to invest or how much you're actually investing. So yeah, hey RG. So how do I watch a previous recorded episodes of the challenge? So yeah, we can get you the playlist, no problem. So there's a playlist that we put together, RG, and we'll get that to you. Okay, we'll copy and paste it in the chat. So Sweetums, if you don't mind, if you get a sec, can you paste that playlist for RG, please? Thank you so much. Yeah, whoa. So I think hot is liquid and cold is illiquid. Yeah, that sounds about right. Right? Hot and illiquid. That's funny. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, okay. So basically staying informed, and this next part is really like kind of like common sense, but it's also like educating yourself, right? So, um, keeping up with like the market news, CNBC has some programs. I think one is, I think called Money Matters, I think with Jim Cramer. There's certain, you know, investing and kind of money, like kind of stock market-y type shows. I know traditionally these are kind of boring, but at least a good way to kind of keep somewhat up to date on what is trending and what is kind of hot in the market. So thank you, Sweetums. I appreciate it. So, keeping up with the news, kind of what's going on, market analysis, basically kind of reading, different sites, even something as simple as like Yahoo Finance, something as basic as that, um, just to kind of see if the trends could impact cryptocurrency. So, yeah, oh, yeah, I was going to mention Cohen. Um, I was going to get a list here. Yeah, no problem, RG Titan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you want to go back, you can start with day one and then you can kind of watch through. So it goes in chronological order. So um, definitely you don't they don't build off each other because they're all different topics. But if you want to start with day one and then just go to day two and day three and so forth. So I'm not sure as far as like gurus go, Norbits, but like Jim Cramer, I think that's a guy's name. Jim Cramer for Money Matters. Jim Cramer Money Matters, I think. Um, yeah, Jim Cramer on MSNBC. Um, he definitely. Oh, Mad Money. I'm sorry, Mad Money. So it's a show is called Mad Money. Um, he's definitely somebody who explains like the market like fairly easy to kind of understand. So that as far as like a TV show or like that kind of thing. So on CNBC, that's somebody that I would probably kind of look at or like kind of check out some of his stuff. Um, let me see if I can copy that for you just to get his name. Okay. So, Mad Money on CNBC. Okay. Okay. So, Woe says all coin daily is good for news, but they have quite a bit of coin promos. Okay. So, that's something where like they try to, you know, get you to, is it as far as, so what do you, so like promos as far as like trying to get you to buy into like new coins or like not necessarily new coins, but um, that kind of thing. Oh, right on. Yeah, getting into coins. Well, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown of like a simple trade. So in terms of what that might look like. And this is obviously just like super generic, but just to give you guys an idea. So, okay, so you're gonna deposit funds, right? Deposit money into your account, right? So let's just say you deposit $1,000 into your exchange account. So Robinhood, Binance, um, Coinbase, whoever you decide to use, it doesn't matter. And then you're going to buy what's called buy order. So you place a market order to buy Bitcoin and the current price of $10,000 per Bitcoin, let's just say, to make the math easy. So you're going to buy zero point 0.1. So basically like a tenth of a Bitcoin. Um, and then you're going to monitor it, right? So you want to monitor the price of Bitcoin, going up or down, that kind of thing. And then if you want to enact a sell order, so the price of Bitcoin, let's say it rises to $12,000 per Bitcoin from $10,000. So you place a market order to sell your Bitcoin, your zero point 0.1, basically your tenth of a Bitcoin. Um, so you sell the Bitcoin, the zero point 0.1 Bitcoin for $1,200 and you make it a profit of $200. So does that kind of make sense? Hey guys, hey everybody who joined. You guys were in the middle of a how to make money online 30-day challenge. So today we're talking about cryptocurrency trading. So hey Bookie, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. So, and we kind of talked about this, but just kind of keep this in the back of your mind. Cryptocurrency trading definitely can be profitable for sure, but it definitely comes with high risk due to like the volatile market, right? So it's definitely important to research and to understand the market, how it's doing, how it's fluctuating, and develop a trading pattern or plan. Sorry, develop a trading plan to mitigate your risks as best as you possibly can. So yeah, no, you're good, Bookie. No worries. Thank you. Yeah, there's still plenty of time left. We're good. So we're gonna kind of go over some general steps. We kind of talked about some of this stuff, but definitely feel free to interrupt if you guys have any questions about these things. So, so as far as, excuse me, so getting started with cryptocurrencies. So here's some suggestions that you could do to kind of get started. Sorry. So you can, there's a lot of information, a lot of good content out there. You can read like introductory articles and watch videos on blockchain technologies and how cryptocurrency work. So that might be something to kind of start with just to get the ball rolling a little bit. Um, and you can familiarize yourself with terms like wallets, private keys, public keys, and decentralized networks. So I'm going to post this here so you guys can kind of see this. Okay. So then you want to kind of learn about the different types of trading strategies. So we covered these earlier, but so you have day trading, which remember is you can trade during the day. If the price goes up, you just make that day the same day trade. There's swing trading where you hold on to your cryptocurrency to see for a day, a week, or something like that to see if it swings up or down, just to kind of like, strategize. You don't want to lose money, so you want to hold on to it to kind of see what it does. And then obviously holding. So you want to hold on for basically One sec here. Okay. So then we're going to talk about like researching exchanges. So, we talked about some of them earlier. So basically, the best way to pick an exchange itself is to look for user reviews and what other people are saying, like their experiences, right? With like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, and so forth. Um, and then really compare the features, of all of them. So, what are the security measures? Do they have certain fees? Again, what I was talking about, how easy is it to use, to navigate, customer service, and kind of the range of cryptocurrencies that are available. So I think in terms of, if you're someone who has like, between beginner and like medium or intermediate skill, you might already have a platform that you like, or that you prefer. But I would say really a good one to start with is either Coinbase, Binance, or Robinhood. That would be my choice to start with as far as that goes. So. And then we kind of talked about creating an account, and securing it, right? So you follow the registration process on that particular platform, and they're going to be different depending on what the platform is. So just kind of follow the platform, provide whatever documentation that you need to in terms of to validate it yourself, on whatever the exchange is, and then provide, any other documentation that may be required. So. Yeah, I already said I've been in other chat rooms where they discuss Doge, eat Dogecoin. I guess it's a different type of Doge. You know what? Actually, I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that before. I'm sure it sounds like, like a cousin to like Doge. Um, Let me see. Let me pull it up. Let me see what we can find out about that. So it's Doge, eat Dogecoin. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, it's definitely a like a play on the Dogecoin coin itself. It looks like it's a separate coin though. Yeah, I think it's like kind of like dog eat dog. Yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, I really haven't heard too much about it, RG. As far as like, kind of predictions or like the market, like as far as like analysis for it. But um, if it has any resemblance to Doge, I mean, I'm sure that it's something that, you know, probably would be a good bet. I mean, obviously, everything that's like fairly new is going to be volatile, but if you want to, check it out, maybe try it and kind of see how it goes. Maybe just limit how much money you're putting into it. That way you can make sure to be as safe as possible. So, yeah, well, so, okay, so you have an idea. You could learn how to trade and then become the best repeatable influencer in the crypto space. What do you think? Reputable. Yeah. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea? Do you want me to learn how to do this and then be a reputable influencer in the crypto space? What do you guys think? That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. And then do real time trades. That actually would be pretty cool to do real time trades and show you guys. No, you're good. We go all in. That's it. All right. You know, we're gonna pool all of our money. We got about $3.59, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. There we go. How much can we make with $3.59? What do you guys think? We're off to a good start. All right. Talk about risk mitigation, right? We're starting with less than $5. So Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, okay, so we're gonna go. Who knows? So we're gonna talk about security. So, and then slapbox your way to glory. The end. That's how the story ends, right? We lose all of our $3.59 in our crypto, and then we go to the slot box tournament, and we win our money back. That sounds about right, right? We can do that, right? See, that's I love if you guys, if you haven't been to more of these lives, you definitely try to show up because you never know what kind of terminology or what kind of you know inside jokes or anything that can be shared, with the others. So yeah. I love it. I love every single part about doing this live. So, okay, so we're gonna kind of let's dive a little bit back into security. So, just let's recap a little bit. So, in order to help secure your account, you definitely want to enable two-factor authentication for an additional layer of security. So, are you guys familiar with two-factor authentication? Otherwise, like it's stylized as like 2FA. Have you guys seen that before? On different different other accounts like I know email accounts might have it, bank accounts, that kind of thing. So I just want to know if if we should go into a little more detail on it, or if you guys are good, we can move on to the next thing. Sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on. Okay. So and really these are all pretty common sense. So the next one is set up a strong unique password for your exchange account and your email. That's common sense. I mean, that's the same for whatever it is. Um, So really Earning Empire, it's so yeah, two-step authentication, otherwise known as like two-factor. Yep. So that's the same thing. Yep. So oh yeah, there you go. Whoa, there's also a physical key you can use. Yep. So another way that I've seen is like through like a Google Authenticator to where you download a separate app totally and you authenticate. So whatever the app is, it's gonna send a randomly generated number to like Google Authenticator. And then you basically just have like a six-digit number that you can type in, and that's another way that you can validate yourself, which is actually pretty cool. I actually set that up for some stuff. So that's also another way that you can kind of, safeguard everything. So, and then here's another thing I don't think a lot of people think about is so backup recovery phrases and then store them securely offline. So, like whether it be like an email account or certain accounts allow you to actually generate these backup recovery phrases. So they're like randomly generated words or phrases. And that is also tied to like in the same sense of like a password. So if you were locked out of your account or if your account was potentially jeopardized or that kind of thing, you could have these backup like recovery phrases that you could use that is directly linked to your account. So if somebody tries to hack it and you put the freeze on your account, then having these backup recovery phrases, store them like somewhere offline or like handwrite them, that kind of thing. That's also an extra layer of security. So if you have the option to create or generate these backup like recovery phrases, I would definitely like jump on that. So that's just a more secure way of keeping everything in line. So I actually, when did I do that? I think I did that with like bank stuff or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what I did that with, but I did it recently. I think it was like some bank stuff. Just those backup things. So okay, so then we're gonna move into funding your account. And so just remember, this is a recap. Funding your account. So basically, you have a couple different ways you can deposit, and these aren't the only ways, but just remember, whatever platform that you guys choose to use, just kind of look up and see, okay, what are the options? So I can't guarantee that every platform has PayPal or every platform has this or that, but I guarantee they're all going to have a bank account so where you can link your bank account, and most likely it's going to be a credit or a debit card, or You can even deposit from another cryptocurrency wallet to deposit funds, which is pretty cool. So does that kind of make sense as far as like how to actually deposit your money into your account, into your crypto account? So basically into the platform. So, similarly to like depositing money into something like, Fidelity or like, TD Ameritrade or something like that to buy, stocks, that kind of thing, stocks, ETFs. So, depositing money is all the same. It's all the same idea and like thought process, but it's just kind of where you're depositing it to. So cool. Awesome. Okay. Um, all right. So you definitely want to make sure, here's just kind of like a little tip. So be aware of any fees that might be associated with like varying depositing methods. So whether it be, crypto to crypto, if you're going to do it that way, um, sometimes if you use a credit card or even potentially a debit card, um, the platform could potentially charge you, a certain amount, a certain fee, because, they get charged from their payment processor. So usually, like, and this isn't, 100% guaranteed, but usually if you link to a bank account, that's probably the one with the least amount of fees, just in my experience. So that would kind of be the way to go if I had to, if I had to offer a suggestion would be through a bank account if you can, if you feel, you know, secure and safe, that kind of thing. Um, there's with these platforms, I mean, there's so many, rules and regulations and hoops and things that they have to like legal in the legal sense that they have to jump through. Like, I would not be concerned in any way, shape, or form with linking my bank account or withdrawing from your bank account. So I definitely think that it's safe and secure. Yeah, yeah, Norbits, you're right. Yep, like how point of sale transactions always take a percentage. Yep, yeah, definitely. So it's one of those things to where you just gotta, be smart about it, be conscious, and just kind of look after it. So, you know, it's pretty much common sense. Just make sure you're aware of what's going on and and what you're doing. Like read, kind of read the documentation. Okay, so when we talk about, actually starting to get to start trading, so you're going to use an exchange interface. So basically, what that means is the platform. So what platform are you going to use? So you're going to want to familiarize yourself with the trading dashboard, the order types. We talked about market. We talked market being like whatever the market price is, limit where you can set a limit. So you don't want to buy or sell whether it goes below this certain amount or above this amount, and then stop loss. So we talked about that too. So that way, that's kind of a safeguard in order to protect yourself from losing too much money, or to having it go downhill too quickly. So, let me just look at my notes here. Okay. So when you think about setting up, getting ready to set up your trade. So, okay, so Earning Empire says, do you know anything about spot trading and futures trading? So I haven't really like dug in. I haven't had that any experience with that personally, but so basically the way that I understand crypto exchanges, like the way that they facilitate spot trading is a strategy in which traders buy or sell like the underlying crypto asset at the market price and the transaction is settled instantly. So does that kind of make sense? So basically, spot trading refers to like crypto, purchasing the crypto at a low price and selling it at a high price. That's kind of breaking it down pretty simple. So, and then futures trading, I haven't actually done anything with futures trading. Let's see. So, so it looks like Okay, so futures trading. Okay, so it says cryptocurrency futures are contracts between two investors who bet on a cryptocurrency's future price and giving them exposure to the cryptocurrency without actually having to, fully invest. So it's one of those things where you're kind of like trying to mitigate the risk. I think all this, everything that we're talking about, I think in general, when it relates to crypto, is like trying to mitigate as much risk as possible. So, and I think that's smart. I mean, at least right now, in terms of just kind of keeping everything, as straight and narrow as you possibly can. So, those are great questions, Earning Empire, definitely. What about leverage trading? Okay, so let me see. I know I've heard of that before. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, so it looks like leverage trading allows cryptocurrency traders to open larger positions using borrowed capital, basically borrowing money. So, what do you think? Well, what have you heard about, or what is your kind of impression of leverage trading? Yeah, I'm just curious, like, kind of what your exposure, what your experience has been, or that kind of thing. Yeah, I know this would help others. Okay, got it. So you can make a lot, but you can also lose a lot. Yeah. Yeah, this from I'm just reading it from crypto.com. So it basically says um, leverage trading allows cryptocurrency traders to open larger positions, meaning like you can trade for a larger amount of money using borrowed capital. So like basically you're borrowing money. Um, it gives opportunities for profit potential, but also increases downside risks. So you get more of an opportunity to earn money, to earn profit, but also there's a lot of risks involved with that, like Woe mentioned. So, so I think the main leverage methods in crypto are like margin trading, futures, and options contracts. So basically, leverage trading, what that means is the when you use a smaller amount of like initial money or funds. Yeah, it sounds like that's for yeah, sweet. Sounds like that's for high rollers. So when you use so like leverage trading is the use of like a smaller amount of like initial funds and then use it to gain exposure to potentially larger trade positions. So basically like you kind of use it to like test the waters, it sounds like. Um, right on. Yeah, I mean, and you guys can see like for sure like how this just overall like cryptocurrency like as we've been talking about it for like let's see how long have we been on like an hour and 44 minutes give or take. This is definitely like there's a lot to this. I mean it can be super overwhelming. You can use paper trading to start practicing. So there's an exchange called Webull, and they have a paper basically practicing your strategy. So yeah, like like Woe said. So practice. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Oh, sorry. It's a Webull. Sorry, Sweetums. So Webull. I'm trying to find the link here real quick, then I can send to you guys. Um, okay, here we go. Jeez, everything that I was trying to find was like just insane, like with fake money. Okay, there we go. Okay, so basically, paper trading is like fake money. Basically, like money that you don't have to use real money. Yeah, so Webull down there, Webull, that is another exchange that people use, like sometimes beginners use, and there is a paper trading, which is basically like practicing crypto, trading crypto with no money. I mean, with no real money. It's all fake money. So basically, like monopoly money. So that's kind of what you're using. It's like monopoly money, basically. So it's all online, and it's really just to kind of like get an understanding of how it works and you know the highs, the lows, how it's volatile, what to look for, the options and that kind of thing. So really everything that's involved in trading. So definitely a great tool to like learn and play with, because you're not going to be losing any of your own money. So it's definitely something that is incredibly helpful, especially when you're just starting out. So hey bookie, yeah, I think we did cover those. So let me see if I can yeah. So we can definitely go over those again. So okay, so when you're talking about like stop loss in trading, it's basically like a risk management kind of like think about it like a risk management tool um, to limit your potential losses on like an investment or a stock. So basically, when you place an order, um, you can when it reaches a specified price, so you can set a price called the stop price. So basically the stop price can be a percentage or a dollar amount below the current market price. So basically it's like, all right, if a stock is going to tank, what is the lowest dollar amount that I want it to like? I don't want to go below, so if you have a stock that is at $10, but you see maybe in the market it seems like it's going to go down, so you want to say, okay, I'm going to set my stop price at $8 because I don't want to lose any more money. So if we set it at $8, then that means you're going to, hold on the majority of your money. So that would be like an example of like a stop loss. So yeah, you're welcome. So, okay, so take profit order. Sorry, I missed that part. Okay, so the take profit order is basically known as like a limit closing order. So it basically like it's an instruction or like a step that a broker can automatically sell like an asset, a financial asset, when it reaches a specified price. So basically, the goal is to lock in as much profit as you can when the price moves like in your favor. So in the trader's favor. So basically, locking in a price, saying, yeah, I'm willing to sell it at this point. So it has to be locked in at X amount of dollars. So And I think a good rule of thumb or a good practice is definitely to start with like small trades. So, kind of starting with small amounts to practice like placing orders and understanding like the market like dynamic, whether it goes up, down, the fluctuations. So, you know what? So I personally Norbits, I haven't messed with. I haven't really dug into trading bots at all. Um have you guys anybody else in the chat, have you guys done anything with trading bots before? Have you kind of played with them at all or I actually haven't, but I think it's super interesting like yeah, I'm really curious if you guys have anybody has tried it. I'm just taking a look and seeing um as far as like the trading bots here. I just want to find like a reputable site. Okay, so this is directly from Binance. So if you want to learn more about trading bots, um, this is where I would go. That way we know the website is reputable and we know that, you're not going to worry about getting spammed or scammed, that kind of thing. And that's a great source, Binance. We talked about Binance. So that's a reputable um, So, and there's also, so if you were to click on that, you can click on Strategy Academy and you can actually go and they'll give you like, um, they can give you basically an example of kind of what it means. There's like a little video that is like an introduction in order to trading. So you can take a look at that. And there's a couple of videos actually that, give you an idea of like how it works. So, which is helpful, especially when you're kind of going in this like really new and green and you're not really sure what to do. You don't want to waste money. Obviously, you want to try to keep as much money as you possibly can. Are you guys liking this? How do you guys like this so far? I mean, is it interesting? Is it kind of like boring? Is it is it pretty neat? I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, there's definitely a learning curve, but I think it's cool in a sense because I know that this is like the future, like the wave. This is like I think ultimately what our currency as a whole is gonna move towards. So yeah, Sweetums, that's a good question. So is there a way to develop a trading strategy or is it just experience over time? So I got to be honest, I think there is a little bit of both. Mostly experience in terms of, kind of playing with like the paper money and kind of seeing, really understanding like all the different like intricacies that are involved, how it works, like the technology behind it, and how it's like all intertwined. But I think at the same time, there are definitely like strategies that you can kind of pick up maybe like less strategies and more like kind of tips as far as like from people that are experienced in trading crypto. So, whether that means you kind of watch some, YouTube videos where people talk about different strategies and maybe kind of pick it apart and think about what actually might make sense. What is something that you feel like, you could be comfortable with. Um, but I think you really have to kind of form your own strategy the more experience that you get. I think that's probably the best and the safest way to do it instead of going off of what somebody else says, like fully, going diving in fully. I just want to real quick give a quick shout out for this 30-day challenge. If you guys haven't been here, and this is your first time joining, I really appreciate you're here. Thank you so much for being here and supporting this 30-day challenge. Basically, we talk about how to make money online every single day of this live stream. We're going live every day for 30 days. So today we're talking about today's day 18. We're talking about cryptocurrency trading. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about selling digital products, which is so incredibly interesting to me, and I think something that is a heck of a lot easier than doing crypto trading. So definitely keep your eyes and your ears peeled for that one tomorrow. If you guys are interested in selling digital products, things like ebooks, templates, courses, that kind of thing. So that's a little preview of what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. But all you got to do to be a part of this challenge is subscribe and just hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we go live. So we're going live from now until July 12th. So um, just make sure to stay on top of that. And as always, the replays are always going to be live. I mean, sorry, the lives are always going to be replayed. So they're going to be online. And if you miss a certain session that we do, you can always go back and see the playlist. So, and you can go in order: day one, day two, day three, that kind of thing. So, okay. So, oh, that was the other thing I wanted to mention actually. So, if you guys are interested, we also have a Facebook group that's free to join. More of like a kind of like an intimate setting. A little easier to kind of talk and ask questions and stuff. If you'd like to join that, it's free, it's public, so it's all good if you want to check that out. So, but I do definitely try to answer questions on videos, comments within a day or two. So, Facebook's the same way. So, if you'd like to pop over there and hang out with us, that'd be cool too. So, okay, so where were we? So, we talked about small trades. Okay, so this is actually kind of goes back to what Sweetum's saying. So, when we talk about developing a strategy, here's just some guidance. So it's not like this is it set in stone. So there's a couple things that you can do, right? So you can define your goals and, kind of set a risk tolerance for yourself. So first, you want to decide, are you going to focus on like short-term gains, like day trading, or long-term investments, like holding on to the investment for a long term, the crypto for a long term. Um, and then also kind of think about like how much risk are you willing to take. So you can also set up the stop loss limits like we talked about, in order to keep yourself from losing too much money. So those are kind of two strategies. Um, Another one is technical and fundamental analysis. So you really want to know, you want to keep on top of what is actually happening here, with the market and the trends, and see if there's any patterns. But because crypto is so volatile, it's tough. Like a lot of the time, I think, to really kind of track or like, excuse me, have like a trend, like track any trends because it's so volatile. It's not like where your traditional stock market where you can just say, okay, this stock gained a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and you can just buy it and then hold for like years. Crypto is could potentially be the same, but it definitely has the ability to go down a lot quicker. And then, of course, we talked about this, kind of following the news, kind of what's going on, any updates on cryptocurrencies that you might be interested in, to really understand the fundamentals, how they work, the way that they, you know, the technology that they use to kind of see if maybe this is something you want to invest in or not. So, and of course, you know, when you're talking about a strategy, kind of to wrap it all together, you're gonna want to monitor and manage your portfolio. So basically, what that means, you want to track the performance. Use, you know, there's a couple different portfolio tracking apps that you can use, like Blockfolio or Coin Tracking, to monitor your investments. So I'm gonna paste these here in the chat, just in case you guys want to check these out. So okay, portfolio tracking apps. And that's just an extra kind of it's just an extra way to really kind of keep like an extra set of eyes on how your portfolio is doing. I mean, you can honestly just go into the app itself and just kind of scroll, and if that's easier for you. But this also may be something you might be interested in. So just trying to kind of like share as I'm going through my research, share, some different tools. So, and then of course you want to stay updated, and that might be the most important thing. So, you really want to regularly check, cryptocurrency news, websites, newsletters, that kind of thing, forums, to stay informed about, the market trends and any potential impact that might have on your investments. Because somebody could say something, some celebrity could say something, and then all of a sudden, this crypto goes down or it goes up or it goes sideways, that kind of thing. So just trying to like, it's a lot to keep track of, but I think as you kind of get a little more experience, it might come a little bit easier, a little more like second nature. The more experience and the more comfortable you get with what are you actually looking for, how are you going to track it, how are you going to market, that kind of thing. And then as far as you might get a little more comfortable with maybe spending a little bit more money if you're doing well. But as always, definitely do not spend more than you can afford to lose for sure. Because I definitely don't want anybody, losing a ton of money or their life savings or something horrible like that. So definitely start really, really small, 10, 20 bucks, that kind of thing. And if you lose it, you lose it. Maybe hopefully there's some learning or some silver lining you kind of got out of it. So you guys, anybody have any questions? Anything that we want to kind of talk about? Oh yeah, so Norbert says I was looking through Binance and they mentioned arbitrage. So what is arbitrage? Yeah, so basically what arbitrage is, it's another strategy. Hey Noah, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. We're talking about cryptocurrency trading. So we'd love to have you hang around if you want to learn about this. So arbitrage is basically it's a strategy that involves buying and selling. It's the same asset in different markets to profit from the price differences. So basically, you could take Binance, the Binance app, and the Robinhood app, and you're gonna buy the same asset or the same coin um, in different market just to see if you can profit from like the differences. If one platform may have like a slightly lower or a slightly higher um, price point on that coin. So yeah, no problem, Noah. So this channel is all about how to make money online. So right now we're in the middle of a 30-day challenge, how to make money online, and every day we're going live for 30 days. So we started on June 12th, and we're going to go to July 12th. And every day we talk about a different business model or a side hustle, how you can make money online. So, and really we do like an overview. We do some live examples, some demos, a lot of interacting with the community in the live chat. So yeah, today is day 18, and we're talking about cryptocurrency trading. So we just did kind of like a live overview of what crypto is, some of the pieces of the crypto puzzle, and kind of understanding what it means, that kind of thing. So um, all the live streams are online, so they're all going to have replays after the lives are done. So you're more than welcome to kind of go back, and you can take a look if you'd like to, or you can watch the previous lives. So yeah, hopefully that helped kind of give you a little example, kind of a little overview of, what we're doing here. But thank you so much for popping in and we appreciate it. So, um, you know what? So Shopify, yeah, I mean, Shopify could definitely be used for different side hustles for sure. So, yeah, it's one of those things where it really kind of depends on what you're going to be doing with Shopify, whether it's like print on demand or it could be, developing your own products, that kind of thing. But yeah, Shopify is an e-commerce platform, so selling products and that kind of thing. So yeah, so definitely, we'd love to have you if you want to subscribe and come along. That'd be awesome. So, and you can also, if you go to the channel, there's a little magnifying glass on the main channel. You can take a look and type in, like affiliate marketing. We talk about blogging, side hustles, that kind of thing. So check it out and see if there's anything you might be interested in. And then, of course, you can catch up on this challenge if you'd like to. So, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I almost forgot earning empire question. So, how did taxes work with crypto? So, Yeah. So when I talk about this, it's just going to be like in general. Because I just want to obviously disclaimer, I'm not a tax expert or CPA or anything like that, financial advisor. I'm just going to give you a general kind of sense. So the IRS treats cryptocurrencies as property for tax purposes. So basically, you pay taxes on cryptocurrency if you sell or you use your cryptocurrency in a transaction. So like we talked about a little bit earlier, right? So like at the Dallas Mavericks game, I think they're taking like Bitcoin, they're taking Dogecoin to buy merchandise and tickets. So that is how you would get taxed on cryptocurrency. If you're buying, you have a transaction and you're actually buying something. Um, and it's worth more than what it was when you purchased it. So basically, if there's a profit, you're going to get taxed on that. So does that kind of make sense? That's kind of the high level like explanation. Awesome. You're welcome, Running Empire. No problem. So let's dive into so before this live comes to an end here in a little bit. Um, yeah, no. So first off, welcome. Like, thank you for stopping on this and giving us a chance, right? So okay, so you're 16, 115 bucks, but no bank account. So honestly, what you would probably have to do in order to sign up for the majority of these like tools, I'm pretty sure you probably have to be 18. So is it possible to get, maybe like an older family member or a parent or a guardian or somebody to sign up for you and then just create the account and then you can use the account to like log into some of this stuff, some of these tools. Um, there's no problem that you don't have a job. Um, Basically, what you can do is you can start affiliate marketing is probably your easiest way to start as far as like making money. And I would highly recommend Amazon Associates for affiliate marketing. So, because Amazon, all they require really is that when you sign up, you have to provide some sort of link. So, like a social media account link, so like a Facebook link or an Instagram link, for like your account, or a website, a blog, that kind of thing. So, are you on like TikTok or Facebook? Do you have a following or some sort of a following on any social media account? Yeah, I would say definitely Woe suggesting definitely get a bank account. So if you have a parent or a guardian, somebody that can help you get a bank account, that's probably the first step as far as like, because I know at 16 you can get a teen account, which usually doesn't have any fees until you're like 24, 25 years old. And usually there's no minimum like, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a banker, but I'm just kind of explaining what I've kind of experienced. You can usually have a checking or a savings account through like the major banks, like Wells Fargo, Chase, U.S. Bank, as a teenager. So, but you're gonna need somebody to basically open it with you to kind of like not necessarily co-sign, but open it with you. So, do you have like a parent, a guardian, somebody who is over the age of 18 that could work with you to set up something like that? Because that's pretty much like the foundation of, okay, right on. That'd be the first thing that I would do, honestly, is set up a bank account just so when you start getting money, because, even like something like PayPal or, I mean, you could always use like Venmo. I think you might actually have to be 18 to sign up for any of these. I'm not exactly sure, but, so I would start the bank account and then, um, definitely like if you're interested, definitely you can check out some of the videos on affiliate marketing on the channel, to kind of get a sense of how it works, how to sign up for Amazon Associates and stuff. So yeah, definitely. I mean, we're definitely here to like help and kind of guide you. Some of the stuff, unfortunately, you got to kind of you know be able to take action and do it on your own, as far as like the bank account stuff, and but we can kind of help with maybe what direction to go in or what's the easiest kind of way to get started. But I'm gonna tell you, there's no overnight success. There's no get rich quick. There's no that doesn't exist. So there's nothing. Basically, it's either the lottery or like inheritance. So I just like to try to make that clear that nothing that we do on this channel is going to make you rich overnight. It's not going to make you, a bazillionaire. It's all about setting up a foundation and learning the skills and being able to like take action for yourself. But oh, okay, right on. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I wasn't sure if teens can do. I wasn't sure if you had to be 18 to kind of sign up for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you can always, um, have money through that as far as like Venmo if you can sign up for that. But yeah, definitely. So if you like to learn, I mean, there's a lot of videos on here on this channel. And of course we have this 30-day challenge. So you're welcome to kind of go back and rewatch if you'd like to and learn some more. So yeah, does any of you guys, anybody have any advice on anything you can think of? Like, I mean, to be completely honest, like, there's like the traditional sense of getting like a job at like a physical place, right? I just been thinking about making some trash cash. What what is trash cash? I'm not sure. Sorry. I'm not sure what that is. I don't think I've heard that term. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Norbits. That's what I was kind of getting at. Noah is like kind of going the traditional route and getting a job, maybe like a fast food joint or like a restaurant or maybe like a clothing store, that that kind of something to where you can kind of get into start earning like some basic kind of stable income. And then you can kind of start, kind of go, oh, got it. Okay. Like buy whatever I want whenever I want. Okay. I understand. Definitely. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what? You just got to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So maybe start with, you know, um, whatever, wherever you live, maybe you could do something like mowing lawns or shoveling snow or, helping out neighbors doing some kind of like odd jobs here and there. Or even just kind of going more traditional and, working at like a fast food joint or just something to kind of get some kind of money. Cause some of these things, cost money as far as like different tools that you may want to use. But it's really a direction of there is no such thing as striking it rich overnight. So with any of the things, especially that we teach on this channel. So, oh, you live in the mountains. Okay. So excuse me, what about like shoveling snow? You guys get snow in the mountains? Or like, so yeah, that's true. Yeah, just, maybe do you have neighbors that are close? Maybe you could do like odd jobs or, that kind of thing around, maybe like help in the yard, that kind of thing. Maybe if you have maybe elderly or retired people that don't want to do more of like the labor intensive jobs, maybe you could kind of go down that route, just even if it's for a couple bucks here and there. But unfortunately, a lot of the stuff online, I think you need to be for the tools and stuff, at least 18, I think. But I don't want that to discourage you. I mean, because you can learn online and you can watch YouTube videos and stuff for free. And that's something that I think is a great resource. That's a great way to start. So don't let that discourage you. Don't let your age discourage you. You can definitely start. You got to just start somewhere, right? Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, you can totally make a YouTube channel too. Absolutely. Okay, you can sell on eBay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, you may want to start there. And just see if there's anything you can sell. I mean, obviously you're gonna need to yeah, I think you only need to be, is it 13 to start a YouTube channel? I'm not sure, to be honest. I think it might be 13. But yeah, I mean, honestly, um, what I'm doing right now, like literally this live stream is on my phone, on my iPhone. So, I mean, you can absolutely start. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need fancy lights or anything like that. You just start with your phone. Yeah, making videos on like TikTok, YouTube, that kind of thing. Those are great suggestions. Oh, do you have to be 18 Norbits, do you think? You may have to be 18 actually on eBay. I'm not sure. So maybe like YouTube or TikTok might be a good place to start because I think you might be able to get away with getting an account on either one of those for at a younger age. There you go. Yeah, you can edit videos for YouTubers if you have any skill as far as like content creation, editing, that kind of thing. Um, that's always an option. Yeah, these are great suggestions, guys. Thank you for providing. I could fix mowers and manure sponges. I could flip like buy broke mowers and fix it to sell. Yeah. Yeah, you could totally do that. I mean, I don't know if you guys have like a Facebook marketplace. If you're able to get onto that, that might be an option as far as to like sell. You might think about that, or like maybe some people like around your area in the neighborhood that might be interested in that. Yeah, that's definitely a skill for sure. And that's some way that you could make money. If you find other people that might be in need of that, that need that kind of service, definitely. I know Wholesale Ted started selling old games from GameStop as a teenager. Yeah, Bookie, I love Wholesale Ted. Absolutely. She is such an inspiration. Love her stuff. Love everything she does on her channel. Yeah, that's true. Maybe tech support. Yeah, trying to think what else. Maybe internet streaming. Yeah. These are all great suggestions. I mean, obviously not everything is going to work, not everything is going to stick, but still definitely great suggestions. So, oh, gotcha. Okay. Hey, no worries. It's all good. No problem. No worries. Whatever opportunities you might be able to, you know, there you go. Yeah, I think one thing for sure is mindset. So you definitely want to make sure that, you kind of clear your mind. You know, you try to stay as focused as you possibly can and focus on a goal. And try not to think all about the money. I know that's not easy. It's easier said than done to not think about the money, but yeah, just try to focus on, helping people and being able to, really help people achieve, some sort of a goal or like, resolution. And I think you can't go wrong with that. So I just want to take a quick moment to say, I really appreciate you guys' support watching this live stream and the rest of the live streams here. So we're not monetized yet, but we're working on getting through that process, and the watch time and everything. So if you feel like you'd like to make a donation for us, at the very top of this live stream chat, there is a pinned comment. Um, in order to support us, we have Buy Me Coffee, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo. So if you feel inclined, um, we'd definitely be very grateful for any donation possible. So, but again, I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. Gotcha. Hey, Noah. So we're getting ready to close up this live stream here in a moment, but definitely feel free. Like, we'd love to have you come back tomorrow. We're going live again tomorrow. So, yeah, definitely, you know, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can be notified when we go live tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about selling digital products, so tomorrow's definitely going to be one to check out for sure. So um, I think it might be time to give the old voice a rest, but I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That is a good idea. Definitely. Yeah, good idea, Bookie. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. So anything, we can do to kind of help out and kind of guide you. Um, you know, this community is wonderful. There's a lot of people here who want to help each other. So definitely being a part of it is cool. And you can always drop me a note. I mean, we have a Facebook group too. So if you'd like to join that, otherwise you can always leave a comment on any video, and I'll get back to you within like a day or two. So hey, boy. Yeah, so just the best thing to do is kind of follow along with this challenge. So if you'd like to, subscribe to the channel and kind of hang out with us, you can find the replay of the live streams in the past. So you can start with day one. We have a playlist here. So yeah, absolutely, Norbits. You're welcome. No problem. So you as well, Noah. Thank you so much. So all right, guys, I think we're gonna close out the live stream. Thank you again so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And everybody have a great night. Be safe out there. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, day 19 is selling digital products. So hopefully we'll see you guys there, and be safe. All right, everybody, have a good night.